Welcome to World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss, the podcast for busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners who want to travel smarter, save money, and plan unforgettable trips without the stress. I'm Ross, your host and the founder of Itinerary Boss. I spent a decade building a career in healthcare, software, and medical device sales while planning both personal and business trips across more than 20 countries. Whether it was group getaways with friends, couples trips, or just mapping out business territories, I became the go-to person for saving money on flights, organizing those logistics, and using points to elevate the experience. Now, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I help others do the same by showing you how to travel better using points, smart planning, and those proven strategies. Each week, we bring you expert guests, step-by-step tutorials on points and miles, and real-world itineraries that we've used to help you plan with confidence. Whether it's using points to travel better, exploring a new destination, or just learning how to maximize your spending, we've got you covered. Before we dive in, go ahead and grab one of our free tools in the show notes. One, the points and miles cheat sheet that'll help you get started earning and redeeming points to save thousands on travel, or the stress-free travel toolkit that includes a budget guide, packing checklist, and planning tips to save you time and hassle. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or busy professional looking to choose your next credit card or get help maximizing your everyday spending for rewards and booking free travel, book a free one-on-one consultation. You can find the link within the show notes or head over to itineraryboss.com. And if this episode helps you, please share it with a friend or family member, follow the show, and leave a 5-star review. It's the best way that helps us grow. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss. Today, I'm excited to dive into the best credit cards for shopping and dining and just help you maximize rewards at every budget. And if it's a first time listening in, welcome. We're excited to have you here. If you're wanting to learn more about credit cards, specifically if you're new, go back a few episodes. We walk you through just the very beginning of what are credit cards, why are they a game changer for travel, different things like welcome offers, just so you can get used to them. They're pretty quick, short episodes, right around 15 minutes. And then if you want to get into some of the more advanced episodes, we have some expert interviews with some people who have been in the points and miles space. But really excited to have you here and just want to dive in and really help you out just to maximize how you're going to use credit cards for your everyday shopping, so your groceries, or if you like to go out to eat. We'll also just provide a couple bonus tips just around if you have a couple different cards, how you can pair those cash back ones to then turn those into points to use for travel with a couple credit cards that we have in our wallet and use and talk to you about those strategies. So first, we'll start out with entry level cards. So if you're newer, if you're a beginner, you're like, hey, I don't, I want to just dip my feet in. I want a card that doesn't have an annual fee. There's a couple that are really good. One that we have is the Freedom Unlimited. So this is a great card because there isn't that annual fee. There actually is a introductory period where there's a 0% interest on it. We actually used this card when we purchased one of our homes to furnish the property. That way we didn't have to come with a lot of cash right when we closed, and we also could additional cash when we closed, but then we also could um, just have that money to then pay it. And then the nice thing is we were able to get points with that after we hit, that minimum spend of $500 in the first 3 months. So why I like this card, you get 3% cash back on dining and drugstore purchases. You get 1.5 cash back on all other purchases, and there isn't that annual fee. And you get a $200 bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months. Sometimes that will they'll have elevated offers, and that's the nice thing is we share those within our weekly newsletter. That way you're getting the latest and greatest updates. So you'll definitely want to take advantage of that. What I do like, and we'll get into this, is we were able to translate, instead of having the cash back, we're actually able to translate that into 15,000 points with another card that we have that I'll speak to here in a little bit. That's also part of that same bank. Next you got the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. So you get up to 2% cash rewards on all purchases. There's no annual fee. The introductory offer is the same, that 200 cash rewards after spending 500 in the first 3 months. This one's good, but one thing that one thing that and I'll tell you the next one, but one thing that I like about the Freedom Unlimited is, those points are transferable. You can have them within the same bank. That's the key when you get into points and miles. If you go back and listen to some of our other episodes. But this is another good option if you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to have a simple card. I don't really care to travel as much and I just want to earn cash. This is a good start. This is a good starter card and it gets your feet wet and then you can, learn on the go. But my recommendation would be the Freedom Unlimited. And then we have our next one, which is the Capital One Saver One Cash Rewards credit card. So this one, similar to the Freedom Unlimited, you're going to earn 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, streaming services, and grocery stores. This doesn't. Hey, I wanted to take a quick break to say thank you so much for tuning into the show. The only way the show grows is through listeners like you helping us share it. So if you're enjoying the show, it'd mean the world to me if you hit that 5-star rating, shared it with a friend or family member who's ready to travel more, save money, or just needs a little bit more inspiration and that nudge. And if you're posting about it on Instagram, go ahead and tag Itinerary Boss, and we'll make sure to reshare it and shout you out for giving us a shout out. Thanks so much for the support. It truly means a lot. And now back with the show. This does exclude superstores like Walmart and Target. And then you're also going to have no annual fee. And then it's going to be the same introductory offer, $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months. Why I like this one, in addition to the Freedom Unlimited, is if you have other cards, which we'll get into next, those mid-tier travel and dining cards, like the Sapphire Preferred or the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card, you can then combine those. So you have a two-card stack. So the Freedom Unlimited and the preferred, the Sapphire Preferred, those go together. So if you have both of those, you can combine those points. And then so what you could do is for maybe your grocery store purchases, you could use your Freedom Unlimited, and then for all of your travel and your dining, you could use your preferred and then those are going to be earning points, and then you can combine those. So you have a nice two-card stack. So that's where you can start to earn more points with one bank. The next would be the Capital One Venture Rewards and the Capital One Saver, same thing. You'd have that two-card stack you could be earning. But we'll we'll give you more of a detailed explanation of just kind of how to do that. But I first want to share like, okay, you name some of these cards, these are these mid-tier travel and dining cards. Tell me more about that. So the Sapphire Reserve or Sapphire Preferred, you get 2 times on dining. So delivery service, takeout, dining out, and then you get 5 times the points on travel purchased through Chase Travel. That has an annual fee of $95, and that introductory offer, as we're recording on June 18th, 2025, is 60,000 bonus points after spending 5,000 in the first 3 months. So that's a good offer. We did see one of the best offers back in May of 2025, which is 100,000 bonus points when spending that 5,000 the first 3 months. So that's where, it helps to be subscribed to our newsletter, as well as just following us on our socials because we share those elevated welcome offers, to make sure you're getting the most, of those. And just to give you like an example of, okay, those points sound great. What does 60,000 versus 100,000 mean? We were able to pay for business class flights, $5,600 value, with 100,000 points from a business credit card welcome offer last year. So that just shows, from one welcome offer, you could, if you transfer that to a business class airline alliance and to fly business class, you would be able to save that much money. And if you're like Ross, I have no idea what airline alliances are, what transfer partners are, where do I get started? We have a free points and miles cheat sheet that walks you through, how to get started, what are transfer partners, how do you unlock some of these upgrades. Also just gives you like simple examples. And then as you continue to grow and go on your points and miles journey, we have some of the transfer partner cheat sheet that's also included in that. That'll start to show what banks, what cards transfer to airline alliances, domestically, as well as more of the advanced ones that are part of those alliances. And then also which ones transfer directly to hotels. So definitely check that out. That's a resource we created. It's very helpful, and that'll get you started in addition to these podcasts. Um, so you have the Sapphire Preferred, and then another mid tier that I have in my wallet is the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card. So you get 2 times the points on everyday purchases. You can get 5 times the miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. There's a $95 annual fee, and the introductory offer on June 18th, 2025, as we're recording this, is 75,000 bonus miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. I have this card in my wallet. I love it because, I have pretty much it's my everyday spend card. So if it's bills, if it's just anything, and I don't have a new card that I'm trying to hit a welcome offer on, or there's not any sort of like points accelerators on other cards. This is what I have everything because it just earns me 2 times the points, and Capital One miles are transferable, which I love. And then the Sapphire Preferred, my wife has, and we use that for any travel that we book together, and that's a great card. It also has some good travel insurance. And then I have personally the Reserve, which is a level up, but that has a higher annual fee, and it's really good for those more advanced travelers. But when you start to think of, okay, what makes the most sense, like you want to strategically outline where can I maximize my points and miles. And that's a great stack to have, whether it's the Capital One Saver Cash with the Capital One Venture Rewards and kind of combining those, getting started, and then you can combine those, or having the Freedom Unlimited and the Sapphire Preferred, because then you can combine those and transfer those. And then from a premium rewards card, it has a higher annual fee, but it's going to be great for people who a lot of times families, when you're spending a lot of money towards restaurants, delivery, takeout, as well as supermarkets. This is a great card. I recommend this. It's the American Express Gold Card, and you're going to earn 4 times membership rewards at restaurants, takeout, delivery, and then also 4 times the points at US supermarkets, and that's up to $25,000 per year in purchases. It does have an annual fee of $325, but when you start to think of, what credits do I also get with that? You get $120 annual dining credit, and then also $120 in Uber Cash. So that's how you can offset that annual fee. And also, there's going to be a welcome offer that you'll then be able to use. And then one other thing I just want to share, because this is if you do get an Amex card, one thing that is a game changer that a lot of people don't know about is Rakuten. So first off, if you don't have Rakuten, go here, download the free browser extension. It will help you save cash back. So you can come here. You can go into the portal to see, what are some good offers, right? If you're like, okay, and a lot of the time, some of the best offers are going to be around the holidays. So check that out. But if you're, and you can get some crazy deals. And then also when you start to combine these with travel, if you use any sort of travel cards, you're starting to get points on your card. You're also getting cash back. If you do have American Express, one thing that and first, an example would be, so let's just say, okay, I see one password. This has 27.5% cash back. Wow, that's awesome. What is one password? One password's a password storage tool that's securely, so you probably had, you probably have on your notes, you probably have it written down, passwords, right? This makes it so you can keep your passwords secure and stored there. And what's nice is if you start to hire employees, if you have any sort of virtual assistants or anyone you share like your work passwords with, you can have those stored within here, and then they just get access to see it. They can't change anything, things like that. So it's been a game changer for me. But if you go to this, you'll see that, and then you'll also see activate. So then that's going to activate that. So you would just click that. But one thing that you'll want to do if you do have American Express is it doesn't have me signed in, but you'd come in here, you go to account settings, and then from there it would then have something that was you could choose you want to link your membership rewards. So you can actually switch from cashback to membership rewards points, and you would just connect your membership rewards account, and then from there you would be earning one times the points on each purchase. But just to give you an example, sometimes this could be, you know, 10%, or it could be sometimes there's some crazy offers around Black Friday, holidays of like 20%. So you could be earning 20 times the points on each purchase. So let's just say you purchased, it could be 15 to 20 times, right? Let's just say you purchased $500 worth of tours for Hyatt or for you and your, family or whatever, you'd be earning 10 to 20 times the points membership rewards, which could equate to 5 to 10,000 points of, Amex, which when you then equate that to potentially transferring those over to a partner airline. Sometimes you can find flights for 4,500, points, anywhere from 4,500, 9,000 points. So that's where the fun really begins. And with, as we're recording with the Amex to Alaska Airlines or to Hawaiian Airlines to then transfer to Hawaii to Alaska that ends on June 30th, 2025. Like there's a lot of flights, and I'll just give you an example. We found one-way flights from Charlotte to Punta Cana for on Alaska for 4,500 points. So like that's how great this can be. So make sure you do that. You just come in here, go to account settings, link your membership rewards, and then you'd be good to go. But um, if you need a link to Rakuten, we share that in the show notes, and you can click there directly. But that's it for today. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any feedback, questions, let us know. We're always here to help. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to share it with a friend or family. That helps us grow the show. Make sure you give it a 5-star review if you think it deserves that. And also leave us a comment if there's anything else you're wanting to learn. And if you're a business owner and you are looking for, what card is right for you, even and also personally, reach out. We schedule one-on-one consultations with business owners who, are looking for that card or are spending to help you maximize your dollars and make your money work for you. But until next week, we will see you.